But the reason Obama's having trouble, I guess his magic pen is running out of ink. He's got a checkbook. I mean, hear this guy. Guy's got a pen. He's already told the country, I don't know how many times, he's not going to go through Congress. He's got a pen. He's got a phone. He's got a checkbook. He can write as many checks as he wants. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He doesn't have to follow that Constitution. A Constitution. What? Doesn't say anything in here that the king has to follow it. No, this is just it's outdated, and it stinks. Why do we even have it? Let's rewrite another one. Well, I don't understand that. Why would we rewrite another one? All the stuff in here, it's pretty specific. It's pretty simple. It's not very complicated. Maybe that's what it is. See, liberals don't know how to function unless they've got chaos. They've got complications. Guy has got to be falling. Everybody's got this Chicken Little syndrome. Oh, this guy's going to fall. We're all going to die. Well, what is not a Chicken Little syndrome is the fact that we are losing freedoms. Those are not. That's not a phony scandal. That's real. That's real. The president has not been following this Constitution to the letter, which is what you're supposed to do. Because there's a spot in here where the president has to take an oath. He's got to, put his hand on a Bible, or in his case, the Quran, and raise his hand, and have the traitor, Justice of the goddamn Supreme Court Justice, Roberts, screw it up for you, which was an omen, by the way. Never thought Justice would be, Roberts would be never thought he'd flip. I still believe, I don't have any proof, I still believe in my heart of hearts, somebody got to him, the government got to him somehow, some way. They've got pictures of him with little boys in cowboy suits, or they've got him doing some kind of something. They got him by the short and curlies. They got to him. And he changed his mind in the 11th hour. But that ain't right. And what really sucks is these Supreme Court justices are there for life, and you can't fire the bastards. Well, I understand the purpose for it. I understand the purpose why, you're not supposed to, you eliminate corruption. Well, no, the longer you're in there, the more corrupt you get. That's the damn problem. Maybe we should put an age limit restriction on there. So you have to be at least, I don't know, let's say 90. And if you're not 90, well, you can't serve. I mean, hey, if you got a guy that can stay there over 10 years, ain't good for you. But when you're stuck with these people, most of them anymore, the ones on the left, they don't follow the Constitution. They're all gung-ho with getting rid of this document. They hate it. I mean, how could you be a Supreme Court justice who is there specifically to uphold and make sure that whatever laws are being passed is within the boundaries of this document, the Constitution? How can you be a Supreme Court justice and then hate it? Why can't you say, you know what, I'm really not the right person to be Supreme Court justice, because I hate this document. I don't believe in freedom. And the Second Amendment stinks. It's outdated. It's racist. It's only for white people. So I must decline your offer. I will not accept a nomination. I will not be a Supreme Court justice. But do they do that? No. They jump at the chance. Oh, yeah. Now we can really tear up this document. Yeah. Well, it looks like Obama's having difficulty tearing up that document. So he's at a fundraiser. And he can't blame Bush anymore. That's gotten, even for liberals, it's gotten old. Of course, Pelosi, as dumb as she is, she was blaming Bush the other day. The VA, it's all Bush's fault. Well, no, it's government's fault. It's the public's fault. It's everybody's fault. It's America's fault. There's a lot of fault to go around for everybody. Stop with the goddamn finger pointing. Let's clean up the goddamn mess. You got a big pile of spilled milk all over the frickin' floor. What do? You sit around here for weeks on end, months and years, pointing fingers at who spilled it. Meanwhile, it's starting to stink. Flies are coming in, other kinds of bugs, maggots. God only knows. Or do you just clean up the goddamn mess so it doesn't stink and you don't get the flies? No, we can't do that. That's government. We can't be held responsible. So instead of cleaning up the mess, we got to spend all of our time getting with our speechwriters, getting with our spokespersons so they can go out there and spin it a certain way. And then we got to clear it through the proper government channels and make sure that we don't disclose any information. And we got to put these new target words. So they got a whole group of kids sitting around there, on their computers there. They're coming up with, new words that people would respond to. It's all about aesthetics with these people. You go out and you give a speech. Oh yeah, that speech, that really did it for me. I'm sorry, but I don't get myself all exercised over a goddamn speech. It's a speech. Okay, fine. You're going to come out here and you're gonna say a bunch of good stuff? Okay, then follow it up. That's all we're asking the government to do. If you're going to come out here and you're going to say all these things, you're going to clean up the VA. That's why you hired this new guy. We're going to get to the bottom of it. George Bush should be thrown in jail for what he did. We're going to get to the bottom of it. I care about you. Blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, more and more vets are being put on more and more lists. So supervisors can get a bonus. And their workers can go home early. So they can plan for their Memorial Day vacation. Their Memorial Day weekend, their barbecue, their party. Unfriggin' believable. How anybody could do this, I don't care. I don't care if they're prisoners. They're people. You do not put people on lists. Who gets to live and who gets to die. But didn't the Nazis do something a little similar to that? A little bigger scale, but didn't they do something similar to that? Where people put on certain lists? These people over here, these can live and these ones can't? Is that what they did? Pretty sure they did. Ask Bill O'Reilly. He's an expert on Nazism. No, Nazism will never come to the United States. No. You don't need lightning bolts on your collar and wearing brown shirts to be a frickin' Nazi. It's tyranny. Same. But now Obama, he's running out of people to blame. So now, being the constitutional scholar that he is, I mean, you've got to be kidding me. How do they give these people these degrees? I mean, you listen to some of these jackasses that come on all these stupid talk shows. How do they give these people law degrees is what I'd like to know. When they have how the hell? I mean, the Attorney General How the hell can these people, unless it's deceit, and it's deceit. It's a lie. They're trying to manipulate it to make it look like they can do whatever they want. Oh, that's within the Constitution. Sure it is. Sure, I'm the Attorney General. I know more than everybody. It's constitutional. We don't need to go to the Supreme Court. I just said it is. So it is. President comes out, oh, yeah, I don't need to go to Congress. I got a pen and a phone. Constitution gives me that. No, the Constitution doesn't. No, the Constitution doesn't. And I don't buy this goddamn executive order privilege crap. When I read it, it doesn't, that's not what it says to me. And yeah, I know they've all used it. Well, so, just because they've all used it doesn't mean that we can't stop it, because it's obviously gotten out of control. And America's not benefiting from it. Yeah, do I agree that the president should have some certain powers? Yes. But I believe that those powers must be expressly written into the Constitution, meaning you can't go beyond these boundaries. And you must make it extremely difficult in the language where they cannot manipulate it, misconstrue it, interpret it. I don't believe in interpretations anyway. Anybody can interpret anything. Doesn't mean it's legitimate, doesn't mean it's real, doesn't mean it's right. It just means you've interpreted it. Okay, fine. You want to be different just to be different? Then fine, be different, but you're an idiot. So shut up. But getting back to the scuttlebutt of the day, not back to it, to start, actually. Obama's run out of all the people to blame, so now it's the founding fathers. That's why he can't get anything passed. He's got a pen, he's got a phone. He doesn't need to go to Congress. He doesn't need the Supreme Court. He's got a checkbook. I mean, he's got it all, man. And he's still complaining. Well, he's at a Democratic fundraiser. I mean, look, all the problems that's going on, with the VA alone, he's on another fundraiser. Are you raising money to get that Marine out of the Mexican jail? Huh? Have you made a phone call there to the Mexican president and say, yeah, can you release my war hero? Yeah, he fought a couple wars for me, couple times he was over there, and well, he's seen a lot, done a lot, and I owe him a lot. You know, if it wasn't for people like him, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, think maybe you can let him go, release him, since we released, 13,000 of your citizens that were rapists and child molesters and just your all-around bad dudes. 1,000, you think maybe you can release one? Oh, you're not? Oh, okay. Well, we're going to send some Marines at your door tomorrow morning. And, we're going to whoop your ass until you release him. So, you have up until exactly right now to get my war hero out of your goddamn jail. Put him in a cab and take him across the frickin' border. Did that happen? No. Mr. Mom Jeans? No. Come on. He ain't going to do that. He might have to actually do something. All the problems with the VA. All the problems with this. All the problems with that. All these problems everywhere, and he's got to still continue to go to these fundraisers. Look, I understand, for your party, whatever. But enough is enough. Could you go to the Oval Office? Do you know where it is? I know you've had a couple of pictures taken there of you with your goddamn feet on the desk, which does not make you look presidential, by the way. It makes you look like a slouch and a slob. and somebody who doesn't give a damn about his frickin' job. And if you don't care about your job, you need to resign. Because your job is affecting me. Your job is affecting everybody. The whole country as a whole, everybody. You know, you want to live your life your way, that's fine. But when you start affecting other people's lives because of your incompetence, your deceit, your devious little plans, whatever the hell they are, they ain't working. They're not working out for me, I can say that. Now, if they're working out for you and you like it, okay, fine. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of Americans are on my side. And a lot more are coming over every day. But we still don't have enough. Benghazi is set on fire, he goes up and eats. Has a 2-hour phone call, and then we don't know. Was he practicing his speech for the other fundraiser? I mean, is that all he does? Fundraise and golf. Get in the Oval Office. I think there ought to be another amendment in the Constitution where the president has to spend a certain amount of days in that Oval Office working. Maybe punch a time card. Pay him by the hour. Well, this guy, I'm sure he'd be at $1.50 by now. But he's at a fundraiser in Chicago. Murder capital of the goddamn globe. Tells a small group of wealthy supporters. Oh, wait a minute. Wealthy supporters. Wait a minute. That only wealthy people were the Koch brothers. The only people that are rich are the Koch brothers. And that's it. Everybody else is, you know. But a group of wealthy supporters that that there are several hurdles keeping Democrats in control of the Senate and recapturing of the House. So he looks at these are hurdles because he can't get what he wants. He's got to capture the House and got to capture the Senate. And one of those problems, he says, is the appointment of 2 Senate seats to each state, regardless of population. He doesn't like the fact that that's the way it was written. I mean, does he like anything about the Constitution at all? Does he understand why the Senate is the Senate? Why it came up to be? No, obviously he doesn't. But he's a constitutional scholar. Didn't they teach that when you were in constitutional school? Idiot. I'm sorry, but this is not interpretation of the Constitution. This is perversion of the Constitution. He's a pervert. That's what perverts do. They pervert things. Why don't you go back to Constitution school? You were ahead, the president of the so-called Harvard Law Review. Which is what? And what did he do? Did he show up? Did he do anything? He give a speech? What the hell does he do? What the hell does the Harvard Law Review do? That's impressive? To who? Students? I mean, do world leaders, rely on the Harvard Law Review? No, not that I know. Frickin' school newspaper. Obviously, the nature of the Senate means that California has the same number of Senate seats as Wyoming. Well, yeah. He says that puts us in a disadvantage. This is what he says. Because of the Constitution, it puts the Democrats in disadvantage. The First Amendment puts Democrats in a disadvantage. This is how they look at it. They look at this Constitution as a disadvantage to them. Yeah, that's the point. That's the point, boys. That's the point. What he wants He wants the same number of senators as there are representatives in the House. So all of his little blue states, look what he could do. Like California and New York, they all got a gazillion goddamn electoral votes. And they really want that Texas, because Texas has got a lot too. And they like it when they get Florida. Florida's got a lot too. So this is what he wants. What he wants is Democrats to win every single election and just force the Republicans completely out of power, completely out of the government. Isn't that what the Nazis did too? Didn't they do that? Maybe I should ask Bill O'Reilly, him being a history teacher and all. Maybe he could tell me if that's not what the Nazis did. But no, Nazism will never come into the United States. It'll never get here. No. He also blamed demographics. Oh, see? Demographics. Is there anything that he won't blame? Frickin' grass. How about the sky? Blame the demographics for the inability of the Democratic Party to gain more power in Congress, saying Democrats tend to congregate a little more densely in cities such as New York and Chicago. See, what he wants is he wants to take those people and infiltrate them into other areas, other states where they're coming close. And if they get enough people in there, well, they can turn that entire state Democrat. See, they can vote for all Democrats, all in the House and all in the Senate. This is how these parties take over. And this is what he wants. He's not concerned with how the government is run, that it's run fair. So in the Senate, each state has a certain number of, an equal amount of representation. We understand why they have it in the House, because the House represents the people. That's why you have one representative per certain people, certain number of people, certain areas. But in the Senate, they have two for each state. That way you have, each state's got at least a little, much more equal opportunity to contribute into the government. Don't these liberals love equality? I thought they did. Thought they were all about equality. Equality, equality, equality. Everything's got to be equal, 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 equal. Well, it's only equal if the Democrats win. Then it's equal. But if the Koch brothers give money to the Republicans, well, that's not equal. See, because the Koch brothers didn't give them any money. Yeah, but George Soros didn't give money to the Republicans. Well, he doesn't have to, because Republicans are haters. Don't you know? Come on. But this is what he wants to do. He wants to take total power over the entire government. Now, I don't think he's going to make it this time around, but you can tell in his mind this is what he wants to do. This is their master plan. This is Valerie Goebbels. This is her idea. This is her plan. This is what they want. This is a liberal way of doing business. This is what they want. So if there are no Republicans in government, and if there are maybe just a couple, they can do whatever they want. They can rewrite the Constitution any way they want. They can rewrite it, scrap it, burn it, and rewrite another one. And there's not a damn thing any Republican can do about it, or the public. Well, there is things you can do, but at that point, most people, it's going to take a while. We can't cross the Rubicon. I've already crossed it. I'm done. I've had enough. I'm fed up. But we can't cross it to a point where we just give up inside and say, screw it, I can't fight anymore. Once you get to that point, then it's done. And then you deserve anything that comes your way. I know it sucks. We shouldn't have to fight about this. Why should we have to fight for freedom? Freedom. We already won it, man. We already fought the British. We got this document. What do you mean fight? We don't have to. The government follows this document. So why do we got to fight? Well, because the government isn't following it. And the American people aren't demanding enough of themselves to demand enough of the government to follow it or get out. This election in November this is it. This is it, man. This is it. The sky is falling. That's right. I'm sorry. Chicken Little syndrome or not. But the sky will fall. We can turn this ship around. We just need to do it. Just a little bit of logic, a little bit of common sense. Look in the mirror. Look inside you. Figure out a couple of things. Where do you really want to go? What do you really want to do? What is best for you? Not what the government tells you is best for you, but what do you tell you is best for you? And if you don't know, well, stay out of the conversation. You're an idiot. But the structure of the legislative branch was forged out of the Connecticut Compromise. I wonder if they taught that in Harvard. You know, him being a constitutional scholar, he also was a professor. Yeah, professor that was a guest speaker that rarely showed up. Not much of a professor. And if a professor is going to be upset that every state has equal representation in the Senate, tells me somebody doesn't really exactly know the Constitution as well as he claims he does. Or he's trying to manipulate it so he can have the power. He says it gives Republicans disproportional clout in Congress. See? Damn Republicans, they got to vote. We've got to put an end to that. Get the BLM down there. Get the EPA down there. Get the post office down there. Get them all down there. Hell. Send the IRS, everybody. I had some stuff here I was going to talk, but I'm sick and tired of talking about this idiot.